1 or 2 Warp Prism 4 gates on this map with the Proxy Robo as well. Uh-oh, YongHwa needs a pause.
Oop. That was fast. The semicolon indicating here that I have no idea what's going on.
Oh, I'm sorry. I couldn't play well.
Well,
it's because I can't play well is what that says. But now he's like, okay.
I do not understand what this was weird.
That's weird, but it looks like everybody ran in for a second and then he's not unpausing it. They're like, go.
Alright, this is a bit of a weird pause.
Okay, well, now the observer says we're going to start, so we're just going to go back into the game.
So apparently we're fine.
Yep. 3, 2, 1,
and
go.
Boom. Alright, the second attempt works. Abyssal City is our third map for this Protoss vs. Protoss mirror match. Left side of the map, we have in red our Startail Protoss. It is Squirtle, the water Pokemon.
Yep. His opponent, typeless, in fact. His type is LGIM. It's YongHwa. Kind of backfired there. He's typeless, but I gave him a type anyways. Right now, today we're just going to be critical of our intros.
Yeah, I think we can. The early session.
Constructive criticism, of ourselves. Making jokes about each other.
It works.
Yeah, you always have material when you do that.
Exactly.
Nobody's perfect.
Because you know exactly when you screw up.
Yeah, you definitely know that.
Sometimes other people won't notice, but you will know.
That's the reality of it. Some people think that when they make that post on Reddit, that's topless, like, maybe I'll realize it now. It's like, well, everybody knows when people make mistakes. The person who makes a mistake usually does not have to be told.
Sometimes.
Well, if they're professionals, that is. Professionals don't usually have to be told. Sometimes, though. Well, there are some cases. Late gases for both players. We might see the double gas. 1, 2? No.
Is Legend here today?
Not yet.
My heat up back.
We might be able to get it during the next 5-minute break, but he's not here right now.
Yeah. Don't you miss that?
I wore a warmer coat today. I'm okay. I feel fine.
With the coat, I'm okay, but oh my god. Those socks of yours, what is that?
I got some wool socks, man. They're really good.
Oh my god.
I'm like pulling up my leg.
I just saw those. They cover your entire leg. What is that? Okay, I can completely understand that you're fine now.
Yeah, my feet are not cold today. I actually specifically chose these socks because yesterday we had our problem where our feet were cold. I basically had some really thin, normal socks.
That is crazy, man.
Yeah, these are called Smart Wool socks, in fact. They're really warm, and I recommend them. I don't know if you can buy them in Korea. I bought them in America.
I can see why. I mean, those guys, they even look warm.
They are very warm. Unfortunately, the one that you're looking at on the left foot is the only one I can find. The other one is one that is like, it's a different version of Smart Wool, but it's not as good. It doesn't really match, but I put them together when I was folding my socks. I couldn't find a match. I was like, they're both warm socks. No one's ever going to see that they don't match. So
you know what? That's actually a story that you tell me like every 3 days. I feel like you're the laziest person when it comes down to folding your laundry.
Listen, man.
You're like, well, I can't find it immediately. I'll just pick another one. It's going to be fine. And then it's a cycle that just repeats itself endless times.
No, usually they've matched, I swear.
The last time, we went out on Halloween, and we actually went up to one of those shisha bars where you had to take your shoes off, and Wolf was like, I don't really want to. And everyone was like, why? Well, I wear completely different socks today, and I thought no one would realize it, but now we have to take the shoes off.
Yeah, that happens to me sometimes, and I'm like, sorry guys, you guys have to face the reality of things. The worst is like, you're on that date with a girl and she invites you to your house and you're like, all right, I guess I'll go visit your house or whatever. She's like, oh, we already cook together, but in all Korean houses you have to take your shoes off. Worse if you go to the Korean house, it's a family. She wants you to meet the family suddenly. You take your shoes off and the Korean family's like, what? His socks don't even match. Like, what's up with that guy? I'm like,
you just have to pretend to be a hipster, man. It's all on purpose.
Yeah, I bought these socks. They came like that, It's not my fault. But there's like, 2 different company logos. I'm like, it's intentional.
You're running in this circle trying to save yourself, and you're going from lie to lie.
By the way, YongHwa is going for a 4-gate attack again.
With gateways.
Yeah.
But with the Stargate. A robo that he built earlier.
He's going to use the Observer, just like we saw that build on Muspelheim.
High ground warp-ins, that's what you can do with it. We already have the Pylon on the low ground. On the other hand, we have Blink build for Squirtle. YongHwa is building that pylon that we just talked about. As soon as he has the vision,
he's got a decent amount of damage output here, but I think Squirtle might just be able to hold. This is very, very all-in from YongHwa if this Warpin doesn't really do damage. He might want to wait for 2 Warpins since he's taken so long for that Observer to get across the map, but if he waits, then Blink is going to be done, and he doesn't even know that, so he can't even make a conscious decision about it. This is crazy, this is chancy. He warps in 4 Zealots, and that's not very good against Blink Stalkers, but the Stalkers moved out.
And here comes the attack, moves in right away, doesn't wait for the second warp in, attacks the probes. Here come the Stalkers on their way back, Squirtle trying to defend, Blink not done. YongHwa with his own Twilight Council.
Why fight with the probes here is what I'm wondering. He lets 7 of them die? No, 6. You know, in that situation, you could actually just run your probes away and lose none and kill the Zealots.
He doesn't kill the pylon. Why on earth would you not scout for the pylon?
That's really weird as well. Okay, now he warps on 1 Stalker to take care of it. But
if YongHwa would have just warped in units, that would have been enough.
Yeah. He warps at 1 Zealot, that's kind of weird. Stalker has Blink, that's definitely not going to work.
Yeah, especially with
he's going to force some micro though, for sure.
And here comes Squirtle though, on the attack now, but he does not have high ground vision.
And there is 1 Immortal out now.
Yep.
He's getting his own counter Blink too. YongHwa is playing this really well considering the circumstances, I have to say.
Yep. He built that Twilight Council while he was attacking. Now he is on his way to get his counter Blink.
2 more Zealots being warped in here. He's forcing Squirtle to warp in units at home rather than on the attack.
Squirtle tried to attack as fast as possible and neglected the pylon. The Harvester count is actually in favor of YongHwa now, of course, with all the Harvesters that he killed already earlier.
And that pylon warp is a good on. I don't think he's actually going to do another warp in that facility at this point, with 2 Zealots waiting for him.
This is starting to be a really good position for YongHwa.
Yeah. You know, things turn around so fast.
At the beginning, it really looked like if he wouldn't do damage with his attack, that he would fall behind. But
he did
killed
do damage,
yeah,
you know?
yeah, you're right. He killed enough some probes.
If Squirtle just pulled his probes away, he would have lost maybe 2. Maybe. I'm not even sure about that.
Squirtle's now going for his own robotics. No expansion for him or anything, but he just tries to... Looks like he's trying to actually just contain his opponent. He doesn't know about the counter blink.
Yeah, he doesn't know. If he actually blinks in, tries to target down the Immortal, and tries to blink out, and YongHwa blinks out on top of him,
yeah,
that would be a sad story. That would be a tragedy.
YongHwa just builds another pile on the low ground.
Really? Yeah. That Stalker's
okay.
Like, wait a minute. But now the Stalker's not in the main, and 4 Zealots come in.
Yes, they have the Zealots, and oh my god. For Squirtle, that's a little bit annoying. For YongHwa, this is like awesome. It's like, ha, worked.
He's not going to do too much damage here, but it's enough.
He doesn't have to do too much as long as he... Well, if you actually had just tried to focus on the probes, I think he would have been able to kill a few more. And then
now he's Zealots. Yeah, at the very least, he's killing mining time.
Exactly. The mining time in itself, it's already worth it.
But see how he can save his probes simply by pulling them instead of fighting with them?
Yeah, he could have done that earlier.
Yeah, and that's a pretty big, significant thing that's happened here in this game. I also like the Squirtle places the pylon this time to spot for additional pylons being made.
And you know, YongHwa is playing it smart. He already has Immortal number 1, he's getting the second out, and what do you do with the Immortals? Yeah, you get your own expansion. You already know that you pressure your opponent enough so that he will be later than you, and Squirtle has to get an expand now. And he has to get it fast.
He does. Pylon making probe is spotted as well as a pylon to the very top. He's also got the pylon in the main, so no more pylons for YongHwa while the Squirtle this day.
Not this time. Here comes the expansion for Squirtle. I actually feel that every time they played, they try to end the game early, but of how it goes, they always end up heading for the late game.
Yep. This is actually, this matchup, when you play it this way, these two players do, where you take a lot of risks, it gets really exciting, the early game, especially. School of Fish down here, outside of the base, going to be disturbed by these Blink Stalkers. And he's going to go for his own counter blink into the main. Will YongHwa be ready? It looks like not yet. He blinks into the main to chase.
But he doesn't have enough Stalkers.
Yeah, not quite. He kills the Observer, though, which is really important.
And YongHwa just realized it. He's like, wait a second. You actually don't have enough. But, well, blinks out one of the Stalkers that's...
with the Immortals, though, in a trap here. He could blink again. He should. He's going to do it. He gets one.
And now we have an awesome lead for YongHwa. That was brilliant for him. I mean, these force fields were really good. A nice trap, and also the second blink that he attempted. That was really well done. The early expansion, everything is working for him now.
Yeah, everything. The robotic support bay faster, early expansion. He can add those gases now. Squirtle's got to figure out what risk he wants to take to try to catch up. He may go for Warp Prism again. We've seen that already twice this series. When behind, go for Immortal drops, try to catch up.
Or the Dark Shrine that we've seen from YongHwa.
Yeah. Maybe even both, like we saw from YongHwa.
Warp Prison with DTs. Yep. But that turned out to be not too useful.
Yeah, not quite.
Squirtle was really on top of things in game number 2. But now we have this... it always looks so funny when you have one lone stalker that sneaks into a mineral line and all the probes have to run away.
What is with this probe fighting the zealot thing that's going on these days? You don't have to fight the zealot. You just walk the probes the other side
It's
of the
just like,
mineral line.
you know, for months and months, probes have always been retreating, and then they just got upset. And
They're pissed about it.
Yeah, it was like, why do we always have to run away? I hate the zealot. I hate him. He's always there.
Yeah.
He's always making me run
They're
away.
fed up.
Guys,
They want the kill. They don't want the stalkers.
we have to stand up for our own rights. We have to put a foot down.
We don't need the stalkers to fight the war here. We need them to fight the war at the other opponent's base and need them to come home. They need to hit those timing attacks. They need to stay off our backs. We can take care of ourselves.
If all those guys on Reddit can wave around with a pitchfork, so can we.
Yeah, certainly.
Take them out, get the taser, and let's show these zealots what we're made of.
Yeah, that prismatic beam, man, quite deadly. Well, it's actually a particle beam, but another way.
Make sure to beam them in the eye.
Yeah. You know, the Colossus attack is called Thermal Lance, even if it doesn't have the extended Thermal Lance. The extension is just an extension. It's like a hair extension, except that it's permanent and real.
Yeah.
Now, Forge comes out first for Squirtle. That's one thing he's trying to push the envelope on. Maybe he can get his upgrades out a little bit faster with 20 times battle.
But regarding the upgrades, this extended thermal lance is so much faster for YongHwa. The robotic spy isn't even done for Squirtle, and the first Colossus is out.
He could try to hit this timing. He doesn't necessarily know that it's available to him, but he could try.
Yep. And he has definitely a huge edge over Squirtle here. He could also at some point just fall back and get a third base. He even controls both the Naga watchtowers now. He has a perfect vision on the map. So everything is really going for YongHwa here. The LGIM Protoss has all the means of winning game number 3.
He's got 3 gateways going up right now with the perfect timing with that extra Colossus coming out and also the forward pylon he's got up with range. I think he's actually just going to hit this timing and he knows it. If he hits this, Squirtle's going to die. Squirtle has no means of holding. He has 4 Immortals, but that's not going to be enough against 3 Immortals and the Colossi at the range. The Immortals will never be able to shoot at those Colossi. He's trying to get that Concave ready. Squirtle is so desperate to hold right now.
And here comes YongHwa, starting to move in. We have a probe, I think, to the right side of the map, or an observer scouting still, but here's going to be a fight that might end this best of 3 series.
Some of these units not in hold position. They get a little bit too far forward. Oh, and look at this Thermal Lance in action here. Squirtle is forced to fight. He comes in. YongHwa needs to pull his Colossi back, and he does, doing extra damage from behind. And Squirtle, I just don't think he has enough to hold. There's no way.
Once again, YongHwa with a superior micro here in the fight. Great job here, especially on the Colossi. He saved them so far. And here comes a third one. Great amount of damage dealt by YongHwa. 124 supply, blinks up the ramp, and boom!
GG.
GG indeed. YongHwa takes it with the 2-1, is in the 3rd round of Code A, so close to getting into Code S, and Squirtle has to go through the up and downs.
Yeah, I think Squirtle may easily be able to get through the up and downs, depends on who he gets in his group, but unfortunate for him that he has to deal with that in the first place. That's always a tough group to have to face. Up next, we have the new LGIM player, Byo, up against the Commander Keen, so stay tuned. We'll be back in 5 minutes.